Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
My background is in online marketing, and I've been building and running online businesses for about 5 years now. I do also have another business in the same niche, and that was what inspired me to build this business. So basically, what I wanted to do is to take everything that was working from my existing business and really just double down on that with the new business. So I wanted to look at the principle of 20% of the work that you do yields 80% of the results. And that is definitely true. So with this new business that I'm now selling, we just do 20% of the work and we get 80% of the results. And we've been very successful in doing that.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
Honestly, I'm quite sad to have to sell this business. My main business is also very successful. And last year, I took a big chunk of money out of that business to buy myself a great big house, which I paid cash for. That was all great, but the problem with that is that I've now got an absolutely massive tax bill to pay. So my options are either sell this business and use the money to pay some of that tax bill or get a mortgage on my house. And I really don't want to get a mortgage on the house. So yeah, it's just a case of raising funds and cash flow at the moment. Unfortunately, that's why I have to sell. I do have a business partner. She is also keen to sell. She just wants to, spend more time with her young family and focus on some other exciting projects that she's working on as well. So yeah, that's why we're selling it rather than keeping it any longer.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
The work that we do on this business, it's not a great deal, to be honest. So I do the strategy and my business partner does the implementation. So for a strategy point of view, it's just a case of looking at competitors and what they've been doing that's doing well and analysis and just making sure we double down on what's working and do more of the same. And then from the implementation side, she creates around 20 articles per month and she shares them on Facebook. And that's about it. The email list, that's all set up to grow itself. And then also it automatically sends out the articles to the audience. So there's nothing really required there. And then it's just a case of, keeping an eye on things, making sure that plugins are updated, that kind of thing. And that's all we really need to do to maintain the business.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
There are actually lots of things that we would like to do to grow the business if we were to keep it. The first thing, the simplest one, is just to increase the rate of publishing new content. So we're only publishing 20 articles a month, and the articles, they only take sort of 15 or 20 minutes to create and then put out on Facebook. If my business partner had more time, which sadly she doesn't, then we would just increase the rate of publishing new content. Alternatively, we could just hire somebody to do that. But, managing a team is not something that either of us particularly enjoy. We don't really want to go down that path. But for someone who does have a team or, works with VAs, then it would be absolutely perfect for them. And then also what we could look at doing is updating lots of the existing articles because they've been written and they've not really been touched. We could just republish them and then reshare them again on Facebook and email. And in my experience, things tend to do well the second time you publish them and onwards. The other thing that we would do is to grow the Facebook page to have more followers by utilizing Facebook ads. So with that, we can get additional followers for a cost of about 5 cents each. So it would be pretty cost effective to grow the page to be much bigger. The only reason why we haven't done that is just for, we want to show how profitable it is. We don't want to necessarily reinvest all of that back into growing the page because we plan to sell it. But if we were keeping it, we would grow the page to be much bigger than it is. The other thing we could do more of is ad arbitrage. So we have 2 URLs which we drive traffic to with Facebook ads, and then we make more money than what we've paid back from display ads via Raptif. So for example, we'll pay 5 cents to get someone to click through to the site. Raptif pays us 10 cents for the display ads from that traffic. So we're only doing that with 2 URLs. We could really roll that out with a lot more pages and increase the budgets on that as well. The other thing that we could do is to grow the email list to be much larger. So for my first business, the email list is much larger and people enjoy reading the articles via email just as much as they do via Facebook. So that would definitely be a good strategy to make a lot more money is by growing the email list. And then you can monetize the email list in other ways as well, such as sending out deals to people that we haven't done. Affiliate is another one that we've just not had time to get to. We can definitely join affiliate programs and share links on social media and via email. The other thing is the Facebook content monetization program. The page hasn't yet been approved for that, so we're not getting paid directly from Facebook. However, I'm expecting an invite for that at any time. That should be happening soon. Facebook are taking the program out of beta in the next month or 2. They'll be inviting a lot more pages to join. So that'll be quite exciting. That'll be a nice additional income of several $1,000s per month for doing nothing extra once that happens. Joining Facebook groups and sharing posts to those groups is definitely something that we should be doing more of. And also, increasing engagement just by, we don't really interact with any of the audience. If we were to spend some time replying to comments and engaging with people, that would help. It's just a case of, having the time to do it. Then Reels as well. I think there's a lot that can be done with AI video, and that's something that we're about to look into. So we do already create AI images, but I think video is a big opportunity that we can look at there as well.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
So definitely the biggest risk with this business model at the moment is that all of the traffic to the website, 90% of it or so, comes from Facebook. I would prefer to have some other channels in there as well to mitigate the risk a little bit. Of course, there's always a chance that a social media platform could change their algorithm. However, I've been working with Facebook for almost 20 years now. And what I've seen is that while things do sometimes ebb and flow a little bit, driving traffic from Facebook has been working for a very long time, and I firmly believe that it will continue to work. It's just a case of adjusting strategies to make sure that, you're following the current best practices to continue to drive large volumes of traffic from Facebook to the website. Growing the email list is definitely something that can mitigate that. So with my original business, I'm lucky to be in the position now where the email list is more than enough by itself to support the business. And that involves creating the exact same kind of articles that we share on Facebook, because the things that people love to read on Facebook are the same things that they love to click on an email. So once the email list is large enough, then any risk to do with having one channel will be gone, because there will be 2 significant channels there.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
We're ready to offer an awful lot of support to buyers. So I am aware that this might not be a business model that people are familiar with or that they have already done before. So what we're willing to do is to create really thorough SOPs that explain all of the processes and exactly what we do at every step to source the content, curate it, create the content, everything. We're going to document all of that for you so that it's really easy to follow. I'm also going to be available on the phone, video call, and also by email for 2 months. So any help that you need with anything, I'll be there to guide you through and make sure that it's a success for you.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
Unfortunately, an earn-out payment structure is just not something that I can offer at the moment, just because I need the cash for the tax bill. Otherwise, I would do. So yeah, unfortunately, we would need the cash for this one.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
I think this business is a fantastic opportunity for someone who really wants to grow it and make an awful lot of money from it. I've seen similar, combinations of a Facebook page and a website, and they're making 20, 50, 100 times what this is. So the potential there is really, really huge. It's also quite a simple business to run. Once you've got the SOPs, you could easily just outsource all of the tasks to VAs, which would then just mean that you've got the time to grow it properly and really ramp it up in a way that we haven't done. It's also a really fun business, and yeah, it's a great one to watch grow.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.